How does life feel without a center? Well, the first thing that was clear is before there was the feeling of Kees being in the whole, in the everythingness. And after, there was the feeling that the whole, the everythingness, was in Kees. It's kind of like there's this hole in the experience of the body-mind that's being plugged by the sense of self. And when the sense of self drops, it's seen that it's just endless source. Endless source that is in a Kees experience, or that is experiencing the Kees body-mind. So it's just this endless being that's expressing itself through the vehicle of this body-mind. And before, that was theory. And then I felt connected with everything. I felt the emptiness of everything. But there was this sense of self experiencing the emptiness or the everythingness. It was a thin filter still left. But when that self dropped, it was clearly seen that this was always source. It was always the immediacy of God, of everythingness, of nothingness, of oneness. There was never a separate Kees. There was a feeling of that, but it wasn't actually the case. But that feeling, when that drops, that sensation that drops, it feels like that there's nothing or no place where this is separate from anything else. And there's no place where this is not the environment. This is similar, feels similar than the environment. It's a different experience, of course, but it feels similarly energetically, because there's no energetic here or location anymore. The location fell away of Kees or of self. It's almost like a sense of self is a location in source. And that location, when that falls away, it merges with everything. It's like the wave, not only realizing it's the ocean, but feeling that it has never been anything else than just this pure ocean. And when I was able to frame it like this, and when I was able to see it like this, that was a big relief. Because before it felt like such an empty hugeness that it was a little bit hard for me to deal with. Not experientially, but mentally. But when it was clearly seen that that it was source all along, and that the self was just a sensation which was covering the fact that there's just this source expressing itself as everything you see. And that's clearly here now after the self dropped. That this sensation is gone, and instead of that there's a lot of space. It feels like a continuum, like a bottomless pit, like empty all the way down, in pure connection with source. Open connection, not closed connection like was before. Like there were some walls, and the walls of course were empty and seemed to be empty, but then they were still there. When that wall falls away, when the sense of separation falls away, that's the drop of self. And funny enough, it was for me very much in the heart center. It was very much in the body. And when that sensation gone, it's like the body's very free, very light. So I noticed myself having more energy, more focus, more clarity. And also because of this, some themes wanted to still play itself out. So the first 2 months after the drop of self, there has been some conditioning that wanted to fall away still. But it didn't take so much time. Like, I used to meditate a lot and sit with feelings and energies a lot, and that hasn't come up so much. Like a little bit, but a lot less than before. Even though that this conditioning was unwinding. And I'm getting every day more and more towards a sort of stable place. It feels very stable. It's very beautiful. So in life without this center, I think is really... Before, it was interesting because with this shifts I've had before, like the shift I had 3 years ago, there was definitely this sort of dissolving of the boundaries into this vastness. And it felt like the center disappeared, but there was still a sense of self. But yeah, it was not clearly seen where or how that was until it fell away. And it's the most obvious shift you can have. It's very clear. It's very intense. It was very intense. I hope that helps and you find that interesting. Thank you so much for watching. And if there's anything I can help you with, feel free to schedule a free coaching call. Bye-bye, my friend. Bye.